welcome back to this week's hashtag Finance Friday. And this month we're talking all about tax and specifically provisional tax. And last week we suggested that tax could potentially be relaxing, if you know the right types of tax that apply to you. But today our statement is the most relaxing way to do tax is to get someone else to do it for you, right? Like, I wish I could just make it go away sometimes. But just in case you don't have the right resources to do that right now, we've come up with a few accounting software options that will help you to be able to complete your tax. Now, we have already mentioned some of these earlier in the year as we were talking about budgeting and a few other topics, but it's always good just to recap and refresh your memory and encourage you to check them out. So firstly, let's just quickly have a look at the difference between professionals who deal with tax. You really aren't meant to do tax alone, especially if you're running a business. It makes sense to have a specific tax professional that can look at your tax returns and make sure that you are actually getting the best bang for your buck, right? So there are different professionals that can help you deal with your tax. So you can get someone else to do it for you. You can ask them for guidance or assistance, or actually just get someone to help you keep track of your financials so that when you actually are doing your tax calculation, it's simple and easy. So the first person that you can potentially approach is a tax practitioner and someone who completes your SARS returns on your behalf in exchange for some type of fee. Okay, so you normally have to pay these people. Actually, all of these tax professionals you would have to pay. But anyway, that is who your tax practitioner is. Secondly is an accountant. Now, accountant is a professional who is responsible for keeping and interpreting your financial records. And sometimes you might find that they are able to assist you with your tax returns as well. And thirdly, an auditor. So an auditor is someone who looks to see how honest your company's financial records are by helping you to determine the level of accuracy and clarity that you have accounted for. You can also make use of accounting software that will help you with your tax calculations by keeping track of your financial records in order to keep your tax season efficient and productive, right? So let's have a look at the different options that we've collected for you. So firstly is Sage. Now, Sage is probably one of the best options that I would recommend for new small business owners, especially if you can afford their monthly 290 Rand, which is not a lot really. That will help you to have a complete bookkeeping system, and you even have the option to add on payroll. Sage helps you to easily create reports, view your finances, process VAT and international payments, which is great. Like, you can actually pull your VAT reports from there. And it will help you to stay up to date on the latest financial legislation and really a whole lot more. The support that they provide is really great. It lets you manage your accounts wherever you may be from a secure accounting database. And over and above that, it uses innovative cloud technology. So all you need is an internet connection to be able to access and interact with your data on any device. It's no longer, a pastel partner that you have to download onto your computer. No, it's all on the cloud, which is really beneficial. The reason why I recommend Sage as an option is because it is something that is affordable to use. Those subscription plans are really cost effective. It is relatively intuitive, it is accessible, it's compliant in line with all of the latest legislation changes. That's a tongue twister there. And it's also collaborative because it helps you to integrate different business apps, and it also allows you the option to bring your accountant on board. And you can tailor it according to the needs of your business. So that's the first option. Second option, if you bank with FNB, and only if you bank with FNB, there is FNB Instant Accounting Software. It is free for FNB business account holders, so you don't have to pay for anything. Not quite as intuitive as Sage. I would say that a lot of people struggle to figure out how all of these things work, but it's capable of storing all of your clients and creditors, and it is linked to your business account, which is great. So immediately, whatever transaction occurs on your bank account will pull through into FNB Instant Accounting. It will also help you to manage your employee salaries, so you can perform monthly debit orders for their salaries and make automatic data capturing so much simpler. It helps you with your VAT calculations, and you can also pay your SARS bills using that option. So whether it's PAYE, whether it's Skills Development Levy or UIF, you're able to do that directly from the FNB Instant Business account. So pretty beneficial, right? If you are banking with FNB. The third option, also a free one. However, they have reduced their footprint, which is Wave Accounting. This is my This used to be my preferred platform, very much free, which is great, but they've now closed it down. So you can only use it in either USD or Canadian dollars, which is not so great. But another option that is also free, and I think we've mentioned this one before, is Zoho. So you get the Zoho invoicing module, which allows you to create invoices and also capture your expenses. But there are some limitations in that it isn't a fully blown bookkeeping service, so you're not able to pull your normal reports like a income statement or balance sheet like you would be able to in a normal system like Sage, for example. So with Wave, if you are willing to capture everything in USD and just make some changes at the end to show that actually it's in ZAR, then that could still potentially be an option, but those options are a little bit more limited than what they used to be. Okay, then the next one is GNU Cash or GNU Cash. I have no idea how to pronounce it. GNU Cash. This is open source accounting software that is quick and intuitive, relatively easy to use, and it's based on professional accounting principles to ensure your balanced books and accurate reports, which is great. And it's available for Microsoft and Mac OS if you are wanting to download it, and it can be optimized to fit South African standards of accounting. So because it's open source, you would obviously have to customize it a little bit to make sure that it matches to your requirements, but it does allow you to track your bank accounts, any shares that you might have, income, as well as expenses. So definitely an option to consider if you are looking for a free solution. And then we have our final software solution, which is Efiling, okay? And that is just merely because you have the option to file your returns online as opposed to filling in a manual form. So glad that we passed the days of filling in manual tax forms. So you can find that online. It's a free online process, and that allows you to submit all of your tax returns, and you can even download an app onto your phone as well. It's a little bit more simple than what you would find online, but the functionality is still pretty good. So it allows your taxpayers, tax practitioners, and businesses to register and submit returns as well as their declarations, make payments, and perform a number of other interactions with SARS in a secure online environment. As you are busy preparing your tax return for, for your provisional tax season, and if you have not been on in a while, you might find that there have been some changes with Flash being discontinued towards the beginning of this year. They had to make some changes in terms of their platform. So if there's anything that you cannot load, if there's a form that you're struggling with, just check. There might be another option that you can check out. Okay. But finally, as we said right at the beginning, sometimes the most relaxing part is getting someone else to do it for you. So our final solution that I want to mention today is outsourcing it. So it's sometimes really helpful to just find a business that's right for you, that talks to who you are, that matches to who you are, and that can help you to do your taxes, or just help you to set it up if you're getting started out. So we suggest highly that you contact Pivotal Flow, and we're going to be having an interview with a practice manager from Pivotal Flow at the end of this month. And their vision is to create a generation of sustainable and profitable businesses equipped to deal with the realities of doing business in South Africa. Now we know that taxes is one of the realities of doing business in South Africa. So make sure that you're tuning in for our next session where we are going to be chatting to Kudzani. It's going to be really great. So if you are ever stuck with your taxes or your accounting for that matter, let's make sure that we sort you out, get you in touch with Pivotal Flow, and they'll be able to hook you up. Okay, so until next week when we're going to be chatting more about provisional tax, that's me. Bye.